This has been quite a year. I'm guessing many speakers before me have touched on the massive challenges we've all had to face in 2020, as well as the impact this year has had on big brands. So I'm here to talk to all you small businesses out there, specifically about the huge shift to online so many of you made in 2020, and given the time of year, I'll also share some ideas for how you can make the most of the final days of this critical holiday period online. As everyone knows, there's actually nothing small about small business. Small and medium businesses represent more than 90% of the business population, account for up to 70% of global employment, and are responsible for over half of the GDP of developed countries. So it's no surprise that COVID-19 has hit small businesses particularly hard, with community lockdowns, restricted commercial business guidelines, and more. Facebook's 2020 Global State of Small Business report found that 26% of SMBs have closed between January and May of this year, with that number being as high as 50% in some countries like Ireland and Bangladesh. We also know that while these numbers are high, they are much higher for female, minority, and intersectional business owners. From February to April 2020 alone, the number of active African American business owners declined by 41%. Latinx business owners fell by 32%, and Asian business owners dropped by 26%. COVID has led to a massive shift in consumer behavior, as we're all experiencing firsthand. People are staying home and logging on, and in many ways, our connection to families, jobs, and businesses through technology has never been more important. For small businesses, this means that their lifeline is now online. With 60% of consumers reporting that they have switched to local small businesses, small business owners are getting creative with e-commerce as well as web-enabled services like curbside pickups, online events, and more. And I've definitely been the beneficiary of that in my hometown of Austin, Texas. I'm buying things from local small businesses instead of using big e-com platforms like this beautiful Texas-shaped waffle iron from the Texas State Capitol gift shop. I'm supporting local restaurants even when I can't eat out through takeaway and meal prep kits like this one from Assembly Kitchen for Commodore ATX. And I'm taking massive advantage of my local coffee shop's new curbside services instead of using my usual big name drive-through. I'm even able to keep up with my personal fitness classes through new Zoom options, but as you can see, my stairs are not nearly as much fun as the gym was. Small businesses around the world have pivoted their entire business model online to capture this demand and stay afloat. In 2020, we've seen more than a decade of e-commerce acceleration, driven in large part by small business. Now it's early December, and the holiday season, which is always a key time of year for any business, is here. But this year it will truly be make or break for the future of many small businesses in your communities. And if you're a small business listening to this, you may be wondering what more you could be doing online with just a few weeks left for consumers to shop. I wanted to share 5 tips for small businesses looking to leverage social media and online advertising this holiday season, and then welcome Lenny from Upscale Socks and Jarina from J&J Craftworks, 2 small business owners who will share their experiences navigating through COVID-19 and how they're gearing up for the holidays. So, on to the tips. The first tip is to shoot your own product. This is actually extremely easy to do, though it can feel a little bit intimidating. You truly only need your mobile device, good light, and a few props you can find around your house to make content worthy of an Instagram influencer. Check out these few great tips. The second tip is to add a little bit of holiday flair. If you're making new content, pick a consistent visual style using props, or if you're repurposing existing content, consider adding stickers, filters, and GIFs from Instagram, which is super easy to do. Here are some pieces of content I created the other day from McLean & Aiken, my favorite bookstore in Northern Michigan, to help them promote their gift cards this season. And as you can see, real life is a little bit messier behind the scenes. Yes, that stocking is duct taped to a bottle of migraine medicine to make it stand up. So you're gonna have to get creative. Now that you've got some holiday creative, the third tip is to think about packaging it into a gift guide to make things easier to buy. Make sure you have a variety of price points, then think about specific audiences like gifts for her, gifts for him, gifts for kids. Jarina from J&J Craftworks, who you'll hear from in our panel right after this, has done a great job packaging up ready-to-go gift boxes and shooting her own content at home, which she'll speak more about. The fourth tip is for those of you who are thinking of advertising on Facebook or Instagram. The best place to start is with the customers you've already got. And if you have a loyalty list or an email or marketing list, you can set up custom audiences for your ad campaign to get connected to your core group of customers directly. And then you can consider adding lookalike audiences to expand your targeting to similar demographics as a way to drive scale and impact your business. Finally, the fifth tip is don't forget about Q5. The post-Christmas period into mid-January may seem like a slow time of year, but consumers are active online, returning gifts, spending gift cards and holiday cash. And this year, they're going to be doing that close to home and online. Think about a post-holiday push and how you can keep using your holiday creative with new messaging through early January. If you're a small business who has always been online or is using online as a lifeline during COVID this holiday season, it's not too late to make a big impact with these tips and other online resources. For the MadconNYC and IAA Academy audience, Facebook has curated 2 custom blueprint curriculum paths designed for both beginners and experienced users of the platform. You can access these self-paced courses and revisit the tips I shared by clicking onto the IAA Academy page on the MadconNYC website or this event platform. Thanks for joining this session. I hope you all heard something today that you can take away and apply for the holidays. Stick around for our panel with small business owners Jarina from J&J Craftworks and Lenny from Upscale Socks. Welcome back, everyone. It's now my great pleasure to introduce Lenny from Upscale Socks out of Springfield, Massachusetts, and Jarina from J&J Craftworks in Wisconsin. Those are 2 small business owners who've met the COVID challenges head on and have successfully sustained and optimized their business and marketing during these times. And now they're getting geared up for the holidays. So thrilled to have them here to answer some questions and dialogue with me for the next few minutes. So let's get started. Jarina and Lenny, if you guys can introduce yourselves, your business, and what inspired you to start it, that'll get us started. Jarina, why don't you kick us off?
Hello, I'm Jarina from J&J Craftworks, and thank you so much for giving us the opportunity. And our store is opened in 2016. We are primarily a brick and mortar gift shop and home decor. Due to health reasons, I quit my job and started the store. It's a consignment store, so yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. What kind of things do you guys sell at the store? A really interesting story.
Primarily gifts and home decor, which is all made, mostly made by local artists who are primarily senior citizens. And you can see a wide variety of products also in our store, from jewelry to wood and sign. And we are currently doing gift boxes also. So.
All right, Lenny. Tell us a little bit about your business and what inspired you.
Yeah. So Upscale Socks was birthed in 2016. I had a dream, summer of 2014. I woke up next morning, remembered the dream. I rarely remember dreams, so I'm not sure about you or Kaitlyn. It's rare. Told a friend the next day. We thought it was a great idea. We thought about going into business together, but I ultimately toiled with the idea for about a year on getting started. I never worked in retail before, knew nothing about sourcing and international business, but it bugged me, and I just decided to step on faith the following year and pursue a program locally for about 10 weeks, where I gained some knowledge and confidence in the industry, and then. After a year of coming out with designs and names and logos and the whole gamut, I launched December 2014.
Great. And tell us a little about the range of your products. So what kind of socks can we find at Upscale Socks?
Yeah, you can find socks for the entire family, ranging from ages 1 to adults. They're fun, colorful, vibrant, whimsical socks. Many have different themes and industries in mind as well. Those that are nurses, those that are breast cancer survivors or allies, as well as some political related socks, Black Lives Matter. So, a lot of the ideas that I come up with, I'm inspired by what I see, or people will give some tips on what they think will be appropriate or may work for the business. And just having a lot of fun coming up with concepts and getting.
So obviously this year has been a challenge for everybody personally and professionally. I'm curious, we've seen a lot of small businesses who have suffered during COVID, but then also on the flip side, a lot who have pivoted and really found huge success, during this time. So curious to hear, how your respective businesses are doing and what pivots did you guys have to make to adapt to, audiences that were more online and wanting to engage with you in that way versus through a bricks and mortar location?
Yeah, sure. So back in March, when we had a stay-at-home order in Massachusetts, it was challenging to adjust and figure out what that may mean for upscale socks, because we're used to attending festivals where we can provide pop-up shop for our, the items that we sell. And then many stores that we're housed in were forced to close as well. So that meant we had to rely solely on our online community, which meant for me to become even more creative with the content that I would create to get people's attention. And to be honest with you, it allowed me to really focus and think. And by God's grace, I've been able to really come up with some really creative messages and ideas. And it has even allowed me to get on other platforms to share my message and business because of more time that I've had available. So having fun with that, I think, has allowed me to be successful and be okay with the pivot, because I know it may not be forever, but also realizing that there's, a global market. But I will also say that it's been awesome to see the amount of support from the greater community, people that have somehow discovered our business online and have, clicked the checkout button and purchased large order quantity of socks. And when we were allowed to, back in phase 1 or 2, we were able to have some local festivals where we could sell for Blackout Tuesday and 15th and other summer events that happen locally.
Yep. Jarena, I'm sure that resonates with you too, as somebody who owns a brick and mortar location and has had to really jump into online amid stay-at-home orders and whatnot. Tell us a little bit about how J&J Craftworks has adapted during this period.
Oh, yes, it's before March, before COVID, we are 100% brick and mortar. I should say 99% brick and mortar, 1% online. And then now we completely shifted. We closed our store like everybody on March 15th. And we didn't wait for anybody to tell us. We just closed because it's the thing to do. And then we took everything online, put all the products online via Facebook and Instagram. Because I need my store on Facebook and Instagram, I opened my Shopify website to pull the product here. And we don't want to stop our store because, as you know, like many of our artists are senior citizens, and they won't be having a space to sell anywhere else. And so we don't want to close because we don't have leads. So we are, if we wanted, we can close, but we didn't. So we took everything online, and by God's grace, our store is doing well, actually better than last year. And for holiday season, and since Wisconsin is still in the high race for COVID, it won't be the same way like last year. People won't be coming for small business Saturday or Christmas shopping. So we have to push harder on digital online store. So we are doing that, and our customers know that, so they are still supporting. So you asked me, 99% last year, brick and mortar, now it's 90% online. So we completely changed.
So a lot of small businesses worry about creating content when they think about getting online with a website, with doing more in social media. I've taken a look at both of your Instagram and Facebook pages, and you guys are doing really creative stuff. Can you share a little bit about your content creation process and like what tips you might have for other small businesses who might feel a little intimidated about how to get started? And what advice would you have for them? Jarena, why don't you start? You and I had a great conversation earlier. I thought Jarena has shot all this beautiful content for her website, and I asked if she shot it in her kitchen because it has this beautiful marble background, and it's just a piece of paper with a marble print on it. So just goes to show you kind of how much you can do with just a few props at home. So I'd love for you to tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I shoot everything in my Samsung phone, and we have I was not scared. I'm not a photographer or a content creator, but I learned everything, and I learned it faster. And then I have a small, as you told, Kaitlyn, like we have a table, regular table, foldable table, and we put the marble paper. We actually glued the marble paper to take, it should not be crinkled. and then take all the pictures using this. And I have a small tip for you. Like you can use your Instagram stories or Instagram to shoot your pictures because it has great filter on it. So and then you can change because, as I said, I'm not a pro in photography. I cannot adjust the filters and I mean like the numbers for pictures. So I use Instagram to take my pictures. Actually, that's my trip.
That's great. I saw you've also done a lot of kind of holiday props. And so it looks like you've just taken some really basic stuff from around the house and it really makes everything pop.
Yes, yeah. We use the paper and then we use some flowers, which I got from the regular store, like Joanne Fabrics. Then use that as a prop and then took the pictures because people like to see holiday. We have to create a holiday mode, so they like to see the holiday pictures. So we put some regular products. Yeah, that's how we are creating content. And we also share tips like how to wrap the gifts and who it's meant for. Like, we share tips like that. So people will get excited. Oh, okay. So this is meant for these people, like teenagers like this, and then men like this, like that. So.
Lenny, what about you? How do you approach content creation? I've noticed your style and look and feel tends to be a lot more like outdoor with kind of the product in motion. So I'd love to hear a bit about how you think about content.
Yeah, I am a full-time photographer. So I've been in business 16 years. So for me, it was natural to ask some of my clients that I've shot in the past or people that I randomly run into at the gym or may be interested in modeling for the brand. I just randomly ask people sometimes. And oftentimes they're willing to support and they're flattered or they're interested. So that's one thing. You have to sometimes be bold how you approach things and be willing to take that risk. And then I would say be consistent with whatever you're posting when you start posting, because you don't want to have that message that goes up after 3 weeks of not saying anything. Hey, it's been a while since I posted, but just want to say I'm still here and check in. But you can continue to engage with them on a regular basis. But for me, a lot of the ideas I have are things that, if I'm driving along the road and I say, oh, that's a great place to photograph for the business. And I have a lot of themes and things written down for even next summer. Since we've run out of weeks of summer and now we're in the winter months. So for me, it's always having a running, list of ideas so that you can stay fresh and relevant for the season.
Great. So keeping a list of ideas, enrolling friends, family, and other people that might, want to get involved with the brand, getting outside to shoot. And then it sounds like taking advantage of a local craft store and kind of all of the props and backgrounds and different things that you can use to embellish your photos are some really awesome tips for people to take away. Pivoting a little bit, how have you guys brushed up on your digital skills during this time? You both mentioned, need to move things online pretty dramatically in some cases. How are there any good resource recommendations? How did you yourself kind of get smart with online?
Yeah, so it's been wonderful being able to take advantage of so many workshops that have been available through sources like Zoom or other live video features. So Nikon School has offered some free workshops on how to create certain content. You don't have to be a professional photographer, but if you're just looking to shoot on location or in studio, where I'm in my home studio, and just different tips to keep in mind, lighting. And then also PayPal, I recently took a workshop with them on getting ready for the holiday season as well. And our local office for SCORE has had several workshops on content creation and marketing for certain social media pages. And it's been really helpful, even getting your finances geared up for the tax season. It just overall, I think being, holistically from a business standpoint, there's so much out there for any business to take advantage of, not just, for the industries that we're in, but I'm sure for anyone.
Jarina, what have you been doing? I mean, you made quite the jump from basically completely flipping your business model. So what resources did you seek out, and were there any good ones you'd recommend to folks?
So I learned everything what I can get it for free actually. So the word free in the sense I went to Shopify. There are a list of learning tools there, so I learned that, and because I wanted Shopify for Facebook Shop, so I learned. I went. Facebook has great resource, learning resource, how to use small business, and actually I even learned for photography tips from Facebook Digital Tour. So I learned there, and then I attended for small business conference. They are teaching so many options so in my town, so learned that. And pro tip is digitally you have to learn everything and don't. I mean and I posted everything. I'm super excited to use Facebook Shop, which is very new tool for me, digital tool. I mean everything is new. Shopify is new because we moved from e-commerce to Shopify, and then Shopify, Facebook Shop is new. Um, so everything is new. We learned everything. So yeah,
Yeah, I mean, there's so much
yeah,
that you can find online about any little kind of niche or
yeah.
topic that you're interested in when it comes to this sort of stuff. I was actually just creating content the other day for a bookstore, and I was, all over looking at little tutorials. Some of the apps I downloaded had tips, and then I also just got a lot of inspiration from looking through my Instagram feed and seeing, what other small businesses were doing, and so lots of great inspiration there. So I'm curious now, what do you guys have planned for the holidays for your own companies, and any great tips that you can offer to other small business owners out there?
So don't forget to take as many as pictures and post it online. Uh, it's not scary like we thought before, like a brick and mortar business who are completely brick and mortar. It's not scary, not that much scary, because you can just post picture on your social media and people are ready to support small business. So don't be scared to take pictures and post it online. Use the free tools what is available there, and then I'm telling you it's huge. Please get approved for the Facebook shop, because when you post a regular post, Facebook will automatically tell you these are the available products in the shop, which is really huge. I won't tag all my products when I'm doing a post, but Facebook is automatically doing that, which is huge. I'll tell the word again, it's huge plus for us. So please use these are free tools available for us. So use those tools. Don't be scared to use it. So that's my tip.
And then Drina, you
Are
also
you?
did. Oh yeah, go ahead, Lenny.
No, I was just going to ask, are you also doing, participating in any pop-up shops or holiday markets as well for your business?
No, no, it is not. It is all canceled. We used to host lots of even in-store events because we're 100% like that. So, but now we cannot. But we have scheduled some live videos using Facebook. Actually, like I'm using lots of Facebook because that's the tool which is working for us. So we are doing lots of live. That way people can see what's in our store, and then they will message us. So we will go and do delivery or ship the product, and that's how we are planned. But I get lots of message from my customers saying that you have this available. Do you have this? An immediate response. So that's another plus. So we do immediate response and then do free delivery for the local customers. That's how we are doing because we cannot do any pop up or any.
Yeah, I love the idea of creating that Facebook Live, so that people can interact with you the same way that they would, at some of these pop-ups and events that you might otherwise attend. Lenny, what about you?
Yeah, so I've been invited to a few holiday pop-up events. I have two for Black Friday weekend, for Black Friday, and then for Small Business Saturday in Springfield, Mass, where I live. And then during the month of December, there's quite a few that I've been aware of, and I believe they're being held outdoors. So I'm maybe a little hesitant on that because New England weather in December may be a little tricky. I need more information as to, I don't want there to be a major snowstorm and then I'm stuck with this commitment. But so there is some of that happening, as well as starting today, which is mid-November. We're starting a campaign for a local nonprofit for the next 30 days, where we donate for every purchase that someone makes, we'll donate a pair of socks to a daycare provider in Springfield. And that will, that's something that we've been doing annually for the last 2 years. And people love that, social mission that's associated with, giving back. And then, as well as online, we'll be providing some options for some Black Friday sales.
That's great. And Jarena, this trend of, aligning with nonprofits in the community that share your values and help do good in the area around you is one that's always been important. But I think especially this year, people are really, leaning into. Lenny, it sounds like you've been doing it for a while. Jarena, I know you also have a connection with a nonprofit and some fundraising efforts. Do you want to share a little bit about that?
We normally, for the past 4 years, we do school fundraiser, like fundraising for the schools. A percentage will go, a small percentage will go to the school. But this year, since July, we started a giving jar project. It's from every sale, we donate a percentage to the giving jar. And the giving jar decided to go to local food pantry. That's where it's going to go. And actually, we will be donating today. And then the rest of until holiday season, we'll be donating to somebody who is in need. Many people lost their job, so which is going to go there. Then since we started giving jar, our customers encourage us to start another jar, which is gifting jar, where they will donate whatever they can. So that is also getting filled. That will go to somebody who wants shopping money for this holiday season. So that's where it is getting. And in our store, we always encourage people. We never said no to anybody who comes as a chat. Like for fundraising or anything, we always encourage that, and it's part of our business strategy. So yeah,
that's great. So finally, I would love for you guys to share with everybody how they can find your business in case they're still doing some holiday shopping, and then what is one other small business that you would love to shine a light on this holiday season? Lenny, why don't you jump in?
Yeah, so you can find us on Facebook, Upscale Socks. We're on Instagram as well, upscale_socks. And the spotlight, there is a business that was in the same business cohort that I went through 5 years ago when I launched Upscale Socks. And she's done very well with her business locally. She has really high aspirations, and we collaborated on some efforts in the past. It's called Hot Oven Cookies. So it's a cookie shop in Springfield. She just opened 2 locations last week. She relaunched one location, then opened another one uptown versus downtown. And she has really great goals in mind for the future. And I'm really proud of her and to see the explosive growth. And I just know the potential that has.
This one's great. Thank you for sharing. Jarena.
Used to go and take pictures. Now, because of COVID, she cannot do it, but she has taken her business in a very high level. So her photography business is called Lindsay Photography. And husband is also a small business who is a realtor, Tom's Realtor. So I want to give shout out for Lindsay and Tom. They both are in our same town, actually. JNJCraftworks. That's my website, and you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Google, everywhere, J&J Craftworks.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys both so much for attending. I think we're going to end with just a really quick speed round of questions, just to send everybody off with a smile. So the first one is sweet snacks or salty snacks?
Sweet.
Sweet.
All right, Lenny. All right, I'm salty. I don't know, guys. All right, oceans or mountains?
Oceans.
I think mountains.
Okay. I think I'm oceans. Okay, and then because I'm from Austin, I always ask guac or queso? Guacamole or queso cheese?
Queso.
Guacamole.
All right, okay. Jarena, you were very quick off the mark there. And finally, Facebook or Instagram?
Facebook.
So I'm fairly new to Instagram, maybe 4 years, and I think I'm enjoying it a little more these days. But I see the power and benefit of Facebook for.
And I'm going to take the fifth on that one. So, all right. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I hope you have a wildly successful holiday season. And please, everybody, check out Upscale Socks and J&J Craftworks as you're coming down the home stretch and looking for gifts for your friends and family. Thanks for joining my session as well as this panel. Enjoy the rest of MadCon.